We have a pretty significant trade to discuss between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Montreal Canadiens. We'll discuss the deal coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some breaking news from the NHL. Not something we were expecting here during the Stanley Cup Final, but we have a trade, and it's a fairly significant one at that, between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, it's been rumored for some time that the Montreal Canadiens would end up trading Shea Weber's contract. Of course, he still has plenty of term and not as much cash on the books still, but he's never going to play again. We know that much for sure. He will remain on long-term injury reserve for the remainder of that deal. And of course, trading that was something that they wanted to do to get out of LTIR, lower their cap situation. And while Vegas is in the opposite standpoint, where they're obviously going to use this to get themselves out of cap jail, or at least partially. So the trade is 1-for-1. It's a contract of Shea Weber going from Montreal to the Vegas Golden Knights in exchange for Evgeni Dadonov. So of course, Dadonov, we know, was famous for being traded, and then the deal got rejected because of the no trade clause in his contract right at the NHL deadline. Of course, Vegas tried to trade him to the Anaheim Ducks, and of course that deal later got turned down because he had a 10-team no trade, and the Ducks were on that list, so they could not make him go to that team, and he stayed at Vegas. He played relatively well after that, actually, and even though he's traded now, he did kind of get hot for a while and then fizzled. Not really shocked he's one of the guys to go. He was only there for a short time, where some of the other players are rumored to be possibly keeping, or been there a lot longer. Like, there's rumored to be a deal in place for Riley Smith, but it won't be signed for a while, where he's an unrestricted free agent, and things like that. So I don't know what they're going to do, but certainly Vegas is not afraid to spend money. We know that, of course. So they're going to probably end up in long-term injury reserve this year. So acquiring this contract now makes a lot more sense. It's harder to do this in season, because to acquire a contract on LTIR, you have to have enough space in order to make it be on the active roster and then place it on LTI. So obviously, now they don't really have much in the way of cap space right before this deal, but obviously moving Dadonov off freed up enough room with any other subsequent moves to make it happen. So it's 1-for-1 trade. Dadonov to the Habs. Not sure if Montreal will keep Dadonov or not. I mean, they very well might. He only has 1 year left on a contract that was originally signed as an Ottawa Senators free agent deal a few years back. So we'll see. He might be a good fit there. Like I said, they do need some veterans around. But if he does stay, then this goes to show that I would think that the odds of even more turnover in Montreal being quite likely. So let me know your thoughts on this deal down in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news, rumors, and analysis on all 32 NHL teams. And we will be back later in the next couple of hours with another news video for the rest of the NHL. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.